Today is the Saturday, August 15th update for the garden, and I wanted to show you something. These are the two mandan squash that were maturing on this vine here. I was surprised to find out that the squash already showed signs of maturity less than a month after being pollinated. Right now the rinds are very firm and the stem to the fruit had already toughened up. This one was open pollinated, so I can't really save seeds from it. But this one I made sure to hand pollinate it. In the previous video you saw all of me hand pollinating the squash. It's slightly smaller than the open pollinated squash because it was later to form on the same vine. And right now the squash vine where the mandan squash were maturing is now starting to decline due to squash vine borer pressure and powdery mildew. So I don't think I'll be getting any more squash from that vine. Right now also a lot of the other squash vines are starting to decline. I ended up trying to bury a lot of the vines to make sure the plant produced secondary root nodes. Right here is, let me see if I can show it, the Montana Jack pumpkin that's maturing that I may have shown earlier. It's the fruit's not increasing at the same rate as I would expect it to. Hopefully the plant doesn't abort the fruit. I'll keep an eye on it in the meantime. Interestingly, very few of the vines are actually setting out female flowers, other than this plant that has a female flower here. Let me see if I can get it there. There's another one in the back that started aborting a female flower. I don't know if this is due to squash vine borer pressure. Here, this female flower is starting to shrivel up. And there's this one on the end here, if you can see it. Keep an eye out. Hopefully this plant sets fruit. Looks like a lot of the Montana Jack vines are aborting fruits. I'll do some more research, but I think squash vine borer pressure can cause plants to abort fruits prematurely, based on my past experience growing other squash. There might be other causes too. I'm not quite sure yet. This one does not show any female flowers at all. I don't know what's going on. And if you can see closely, the vines show speckles on it that I think are powdery mildew. I've been applying an organic fungicide to slow the spread, but the inevitable will happen around the end of September and the plants will die. This plant right here is wilting due to a squash vine borer damage. As I said, the inevitable will happen. Let me go show you the other side of the garden. First, the bed with the beans on the trellis and the tomatoes, along with the mustard. Purple flowers. Sorry if the lighting is bad. On the these are the Cherokee cornfield beans. They're finally flowering. That's good news. Looks like I can get at least some seed plants this year. These are the only beans that have flowered so far. The others, I don't see any signs of flowers. Oh, right here. Here are the pods on this plant. I have no idea whether it's a fava bean or mung bean yet. We'll find out when the plant finally sets fruit.
What is this terrible thing that grows on my grass?
And here are the other tomatoes finally setting fruit.
Where does it come from?
Right here, the chili peppers finally are fruiting. That's good. Due to the limited amount of fruit I'm setting, I might have to let these go turn red and collect them for seed. There are a few other plants. Let me show you the mustard. It's bolting right now. So I'm going to pull this up and then plant some lettuce here later. But here's the lone lamb's quarter plant that sprouted. I'll continue to keep an eye on it. Hopefully it flowers and I can save seed from it before the frost. Looks like one of the mustard plants finally set seed. Definitely need to pull this up. Sorry for the noise. Here are the horizontal plants. Here's the one that sprouted early and well, actually sprouted and thriving. It's still growing. That's good. I found only one amaranth plant that's actually doing well right here. A lot of them are actually just wilting and dying. I'm guessing, I have no idea what happens. I'm guessing this soil is nutrient deficient or I planted too late. Well, next year I should have better soil to plant amaranth. Hopefully it actually does better. And as with the lamb's quarter, I'm waiting for this horizontal to mature so I can collect seed from it. So I can actually get a better harvest next year. Okay, here is the other squash bed. I've got a few other zucchini here. I've been picking them regularly. Last night I picked a couple zucchini and had a stir fry with them, like in the video I showed last time. And here's the seed fruit. It's getting quite big. Still not mature enough to save seed from yet, so keep an eye on it. And unfortunately, finding yellow squash is still not setting up female flowers. I have no idea what's going on with it. Keep an eye on it. Hopefully it sets out female flowers before the beginning of September, otherwise I might have to pull out the vines. Right now the only plant that's actually setting out female flowers keeps aborting the flowers before they bloom. Here it is. I have no idea what's going on with these plants. This one's actually a compact bush, so I wouldn't even bother saving seed from it. And here's the corn right here. Underneath it, the beans are just barely making it. Most of them have died due to bean meal pressure. In the meantime, I've been actually having to put diluted urine on the corn to make sure they actually bloom. Right now, actually starting to see the first signs of female and male flowers on this corn. That's good news. Looks like it will make it and I'll be able to finally get some popcorn from it. In the meantime, I'm hoping that I can get the beans that I need from these plants. Let's move on to the carrot bed, the carrot bed. Here are the carrots. The black, purple, and purple carrots are maturing quite nicely right now. They're the Pusacita and the Black Nebula. I mulched them a few weeks ago. Looks like I might have to mulch them again, given how well they're doing. I also planted some more carrots a few weeks ago on the 1st of the month. That was a couple weeks ago. And once these plants set out their true leaves, I'll be starting to thin them out. The early scarlet horn carrots are finally starting to catch up with the black carrots, which is good news, as I really want to save seeds from these. I might enjoy a couple roots from them, but seed saving is the main priority for these carrots. Well, I'll let you know what happens with these carrots later in the year. It takes about 3 months for them to mature. I planted them in July, and it's the middle of August, so we'll be around the beginning of October by the time I harvest these carrots. Okay, let's move on to the last garden area, which are the beans under the sunflowers. Well, these are actually my neighbor's sunflowers. They're actually doing pretty well. They're started blooming this week, and they look beautiful. There's one way over there. Now, the priority is not saving seeds for eating from these. Mainly these are to attract goldfinches and other seed-eating native birds because sunflowers are an important food for a lot of seed-eating songbirds. In the meantime, the beans under the plants are vining up. Unlike the plants we saw earlier, the Cherokee cornfield beans, they haven't quite set flower yet. But judging from the progress the other plants have made, I expect to see some flowers in the next few weeks, which is good news. I'm hoping I can get some dry beans from these plants. Plants are vining up the stalks and catching up in growth with the sunflowers. Thankfully, they're not overwhelming the sunflower plants, and they're growing at a reasonable rate. There's this one that just finally started climbing. Well, that's about it right now. If you like these videos, I guess you could subscribe. Although, apologize for the poor editing. I should improve eventually in the next few months. Anyway, take care and goodbye.